Hey guys, we got a new episode of Bull for you, analysis, predictions, and more right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, we got a new theme this time. But we had Kenny Chesney like 2 weeks ago, and now we got a little bit of LMFAO.
And it's on theme. The reason why we choose this, we can dance it out.
Working out. Okay, but seriously, I was going to recommend this terrible song from like the 1950s. It was a workout song video called
Hey! There it goes. What's the 1950s workout video?
Yeah. Go You Chicken Fat Go. Have you ever heard that?
I wasn't
Hilarious.
alive in the 50s,
Okay,
so
well,
no,
I know,
wouldn't
but
have really heard it, but...
Go You Chicken Fat Go. If you ever want to listen to this ridiculous workout theme from like the 50s, go look it up on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a hilarious song.
All right, we'll have to do that. I'll have to check it out.
We might have to do this
For
sometime.
now, we just have to LMFAO a little more.
What's going on, guys? It's great to have you guys with us. A new episode of Bull we got for you. I'm joined by the lovely Nadine De La Pella.
Hello, everybody. Yes, you can find me all over every social media platform and website at Nadine DP.
Website.
Nadine DP and the number 3. Yeah, I guess I can create a website.
Why
Nadine
not?
DP3.
Do you have a website?
I do. It's actually just Nadine De La Pella, my full name.com. So you guys can go check that out if if you're interested. So.
And now you know. The more you know.
The more you know.
NBC.
Yeah. And where can they find you, love?
You can find me on Twitter at @TheKevinEllis or on Instagram at KevinEllis25.
There we go.
So,
Awesome. Yeah.
That's that.
See,
Taking care of business.
This song gets me really excited to work out until I watch this episode, and then you start off and you're like, I'm never working out again because I may die.
Or at least take any kind of supplements.
Yeah.
Or you never know with some of these products. Like I take protein, and you never know like what's actually in these protein shakes because they've got a bajillion chemicals that can be toxic because they don't have actual regulations for nutritional supplements like they do for like regular food. The FDA just doesn't actually have any regulations
They
for
just
them.
don't care about you.
So
it's okay.
It could be cyanide one day, you never know.
Yeah, you gotta read your little labels, or you can end up, on the ground like Olivia.
Like,
Can we
when you
just say,
said
like,
that, I was thinking of our hostess who
our
used to be
other
on the show. I'm like,
No.
what happened to Olivia that I don't know about?
No. We're talking about the show. Love you, the real OG Olivia.
Yeah,
no worries.
the real reason Olivia isn't here
Yeah.
is because of that.
Yeah, no, not at all. But the way this episode opened up, can I just say that I loved all white and how clean and crisp that like environment was? It made me wanna. I was like, oh, where's my smoothie stuff?
Is this like your future home? You're going to be all white decor?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna take Isabella's little shake.
Okay.
No, I will nix that. But I like the little routine that she had going.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, me personally, I'm more of like a homey type. I like the leather couch and like the feel of like a cabin.
But you're gonna have a leather couch in your kitchen?
Well, not in the kitchen.
This was the kitchen.
It looked like a studio apartment, so I guess the kitchen might have been attached to the living room.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, you never know.
If my memory serves me right.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think I'm right in this situation.
Yeah.
So what
You're always
kitchen?
right. I defer to you, just like your decision making with our song today.
Oh, of course.
But the episode was entitled "Too Perfect," and too perfect you are apparently because you're just bringing it today. So yeah. 45-minute exercise, deadly smoothie, all due to bee pollen. Like, we had to assume it was something other than just this, it had to be something that couldn't be a chemical, but turns out she was allergic to bees, which is unfortunate. So Bull and Benny get together, and it's a little funny at first because Bull clearly has something yet to tell Benny, and Benny's totally in the dark. Turns out that his sister is the one who is going to be showing up, and Bull's ex-wife.
Yeah, and like you should like know when someone's buying you a $47 like glass of scotch, like you're gonna be done with that in 2 seconds. That there's a reason why this is happening.
You're gonna drop a bomb of some sort.
Yeah, a little bit.
Benny hasn't seen his sister in 3 years.
Man.
Which was a little surprising.
It's sad. That's more sad, I don't like family drama.
I know. Did you get a feel of, like, that reasoning for him to kind of turn down the job that she had offered him? was reason enough to not talk to your sister for 3 years?
No, but I think it's not just about that. I think it was really just that in her mind, she was just so hurt, we find out later, dealing with the miscarriage and whatnot, that he literally she thought he took Bull's side.
Right.
Basically. And that right there in the middle of so much craziness, that just says a lot. And like sometimes for people, it's just, until the end of the episode, she was just so blocked and so clouded. And then she got clear. So, I don't know, it's crazy.
So Izzy Cologne, she is the Rachel Ray of workouts, nutrition, it seems. Yeah. So she is worth a lot of money because she was sued for $60 million.
$60 million.
Now, do you think she's actually worth that much?
Well, the company.
The company
so
itself.
It's not her personally, because she wouldn't, it was just a civil case. So she wouldn't have gone to jail for it. So they're suing the company. I mean, of course you're going to sue the company. If, any type of death and there's a big, company attached to it, I guess some people would do that. I don't know.
If there's a way to make a buck off of tragedy, you're going to
try at least to do it. But it's not even that. It's just regardless of how much money. If she lost this lawsuit, no one's going to buy that product anymore. It's a tainted product. Someone literally died from it. I would never go and buy that.
And and this whole thing is affecting Izzy's brand in many ways, not only just because of this lawsuit, but because of the fact that, okay, now there's a death from the nutrition smoothie that you have been promoting for how long? Months.
Yeah.
So it definitely affects not only the brand, the company, her image, just all of these things intertwined, and it's a tough thing, I'm sure, to recover from.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Especially when you're trusted and a huge perfectionist. As this becomes a big issue in the case is her perfectionism. So Bull and Izzy, they have an interesting interaction right off the bat. I mean, let's skip the bar scene. That was just kind of get to know you, but you get a feel for what the relationship was like when they actually get into Bull's office, and you see Izzy folding up the blankets, being really anal about the way she keeps things tidy, and criticizing the fact that Bull used to stay home or stay at the office late on work nights. It affected the relationship, but I mean, as it turns out, that wasn't what really killed it per se, but these things play a role.
Yeah, of course. It adds up on both sides.
Yeah. Well, what did you make of Bull's, her analysis of Bull and how he was always analyzing her? Does this surprise you at all?
Not at all. I could never be married to Bull, ever. I could never have someone just it's not even if they actually are doing it. It's just knowing that this is kind of what this is what they get paid for to do for a living. So there's no on or off switch. You can't just really, people say that there is, but there's no on and off switch. You are who you are, and you do, and he opened up his own practice because he has passion for this. And this is just who he is, and he's really good at it. So of course he's going to do that with the most important relationship in his life, which is his marriage and his wife. So of course he's gonna. So I would always be like, "What do you? Oh my God! What do you think? What do I? Oh God!" That's what I would just freak out the entire time. So I think it's more of a mind mess arounder than anything.
And at some point in time, you would think that conversation would take place, in that, hey, or they'd have at least that communication between one another, where when she notices it, Bull or Jason, you're doing this, you gotta let off.
Yeah.
You would think that communication would take place.
Well, maybe it didn't. And that's another thing. You just said Jason. She's the first character, I feel like, who's called him Jason.
I think so.
And as soon as she said Jason, I was like, oh, I forgot his name is Jason. And that just showed like the intimate connection.
Agreed.
So everyone else goes, Bull, hey Bull. But if you're married to someone, you don't call him like his last name. You don't call him Bull.
Not even his best friend Benny calls him Jason. It's Bull.
No, it's Bull.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Bull. So it was just nice to kind of see that kind of romantic. I wonder if the other women, I have to look back, if the other women in the earlier cases remember that one woman from down south who he had like a fling with? If she remember when he was naked in the field, woke up with the cow?
Right.
Yeah, that episode. Right. I wonder if she called him Jason, because I think she called him Bull. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
we'll have to look that up. But it just shows, the intimate connection that he has with Izzy.
And when you have a fun last name like Bull, it's hard not to just call him that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Were you ever referred to by your last name?
I wasn't. My brother was. So I think it's more of like a guy thing. I don't know. Actually, I call some of my girlfriends by their last name.
Interesting.
So it's weird, but yeah.
I never get the last name. I get the first name and last name combined sometimes from some of my college friends.
Kellis?
Kevin Ellis. They'll just say Kevin Ellis.
Oh, Kevin Ellis.
It'll never be Ellis. It'll never be Kevin. It's Kevin Ellis.
Oh, I was actually driving behind a car today, and it was Ellis and something car company.
Really?
And it was right when I was like about to text you to like tell you that I was like maybe a few minutes late, and then I look up and it says Ellis, and I'm like, this is a sign. I'm going to text Kevin Ellis right now. I haven't told you that story. So
this
there's
is the first song.
So there's that story. But no, yeah, I mean, I think we find out at the end their relationship that, yeah, they probably could have worked past us. They loved each other enough. But when you have a tragedy, if it's something like a miscarriage and you don't handle it properly together, then it's doomed and you need time. It's been 3 years now or however long. So
it's a long time.
It's a very long time. So.
Well, and as we said, Izzy's image also played a role in all of this. And the mock jurors really were having a hard time not viewing her as this perfect individual who they see plastered on their televisions and always emanating some sort of just crispness. And so it comes
crispness. I like that word.
Typically you describe like a crisp suit, but
crispness. 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 Say that 3 times fast. Crispness.
Crispness?
Crispness.
Crispness. I think I might have actually done it.
Crispness. Okay, anyway.
On the shadow of your laughter.
Crispness. Yeah, there we go.
So Chunk...
Sorry, I messed this all up. Talking about crispness.
Which is coming up.
All I want for crispness is, okay.
Yeah.
But Benny and her, though, I thought that, like, after not talking for about 3 years, I thought that their interaction was... I don't know, I thought it would have been more like high, like really like standoffish, but I think it just shows kind of how the fight was so stupid anyway.
Yeah.
That is why there wasn't, like, I didn't sense any like hate, I just sensed like brother and sister like quarrel kind of more than like pure hate for each other.
Which is what surprises me about the length of time in which they didn't communicate to begin with, and might have to do with the fact that she's just a very busy individual, and maybe he just felt as her little brother, he wasn't in that role to take the initiative himself. It's like, okay, I gotta wait for my big sister to kind of forgive me for possibly, even though it wasn't deliberate, choosing Bull over her.
I think it was kind of different, though. I think it was that he was kind of sick and tired of following her around all the time, and that this was him finally standing his ground, like he said, and making his own choice. So he wasn't doing anything wrong in his eyes, and she was just thinking the exact same way as always, like, why isn't he following me? And that finally him turning a different page is what caused the tension, because she wasn't used to it and he was doing what he wanted for once.
Right. A little bit of ego between the two of them.
Huge. Yeah, huge. So just finding their new dynamic, basically.
I mean,
they did, I guess.
You have siblings.
I do have an older brother.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm the baby.
You are the baby.
I am the baby.
See, I am the eldest.
Oh.
So I've got my little brother who now lives in Los Angeles, and I feel like I have to look out for him, but I also let him be. I know he's self-sufficient. He's grown up. He's now 24 years old.
He's a grown boy.
My little brother's grown up, and he's been taller than me since I was 2, and he was since I was like 3 and he was 1.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was.
So you've always had to keep that power, though, regardless of the height.
In some I have to.
Yeah, you have to do something. Yeah, you need a leg up, literally.
Good one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You suck.
I know.
But no, the kid is 6'2".
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Anywho, so where are we going with that? So Bull, okay, so yeah, Chunk had to muddle it up a little bit. Did not succeed. He has all of these wardrobe changes to make her look a little bit more like an everyday woman. And that did not go over well amongst the mock jury. In fact, they actually did the opposite. They viewed her as being almost fake. I mean, what did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I mean, think of any type of like celebrity that we see who's just like super trendy, super like, I don't know, just in the know with how to dress, how to look. You see them in a simple gray business suit sitting there, I'd be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, so whenever I see these celebrities that are actually like are in court for drunk driving or whatever, and they're sitting there like Lindsay Lohan or something, and like a button up, I just laugh. I'm like, that's actually kind of funny to see her like that. Like, what lawyer told her to wear that?
I agree.
That's exactly what it is. And so I agree with them too. But I think it's the first time we've seen Chunk fail too.
True. This is a first.
This is a very first. And it's the first time we've seen Chunk not get some type of crucial evidence out of, the person that they're defending.
He did not do that. And he was actually even taken aback by the fact that nothing worked. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, poor Chunk. He's so good, though. He probably stressed about it all night, too.
He's got a good record. Well, we're at 6 of 7?
Yeah.
Something like that. Are we on the 7th episode?
All right, we can do that.
And then, so Bull actually does an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the makeup off of her.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah.
It works just like
magic.
that. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, how does that make you feel in that, I mean, as a woman, that just taking the makeup off makes you more relatable?
Yeah, it makes you more just real in that you don't have something just, not fake, because I think makeup's great, and I think makeup is a way to express yourself, and for every person it's different.
Agreed.
But I think for her, because she's so gorgeous and so beautiful, and the makeup even, helps to accentuate her beauty, that it's that whole perfect thing, that she's too perfect. So you take it off, and then she's still gorgeous, but she's just more like, like you can breathe now. Like, oh, okay. Like we can relate, kind of. Like, oh, great. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. It's hard to explain it, but it's kind of just like all right, you're just free.
Yeah, because somebody's taking, I don't want to say a mask, because that's not the case. It's just you're taking a little bit of a barrier off.
Yeah.
And you're kind of opening yourself up to individuals to just see the way that you are, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of vulnerability.
Yeah, and makeup is also that, like, you're put together and you're caring about how you look and stuff. You're crisp. And so to be uncrisped, you crack it on off and That's what I do with crisp chips. I'm just thinking of chips and what I want to.
Oh, is that?
That's what when I eat chips.
That's not bad. What chip are you thinking?
I'm thinking of a Dorito right now.
Really?
I don't know why. Doritos aren't even my favorite, but I just saw Cool Ranch in my head pop up.
But then again, whenever I think, isn't that there's a commercial that actually does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to think what it is.
So I'm
though.
stealing it subconsciously.
Maybe it's the Doritos
somewhere.
Logos Taco.
Oh.
Maybe that's it.
Do they do that?
For Taco Bell.
Are we going to Taco Bell after this?
The weird thing, I'm not even kidding. The weird thing about this is I have not eaten today, and I honest to God thought about going to Taco Bell after this because Taco Bell is actually up here down Perfect.
All right, we may be
I'm not even kidding.
Crisping out.
Oh my God, we might just do that.
Yeah, well, there we go.
So we get to the jury striking, and we have a couple of interesting individuals. Carlos, who is kind of a funny guy. Well, they asked him about ESPN, was it? And then they talked to him about
dating apps.
That was it. And you never see this. You never see this ever. What guy celebrates with a fist pump after he gets nominated to be on a jury pool?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to miss work, and there was I think that'd probably be the only reason is if you really work a job that you hate.
That's good.
And that you literally have time off now. Like they can't do anything about it. Like most people are like, I'm gonna be so behind with work. But if you really like have just a 9 to 5 that you really hate and like you don't take work home with you or anything, a simple job.
Right.
Heck yeah, you get to pay to just sit there and hang out. I guess.
This is true. I guess I'm thinking it from from one mindset.
From your view, you'd be like, I'd be so behind. But you know, some other people would be like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Days off.
How long do most trials last? I would like to know the average length of a trial in court.
I'm not sure. Is there any lawyer out there?
Yeah, if anybody hit us up in the chat room, you know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, that's a great thing to inquire on.
Yeah, I would be curious to know. I'm sure that there's a stat out there. Wi-Fi
Probably a
doesn't
couple
work.
weeks, maybe like 2 weeks, depending on if it's civil, if it's criminal case, if it's whatever it is.
True.
I could never do a criminal case. I would be terrified that I would get murdered after the case.
You would think that would be more of a risk, and you don't hear about those statistics of whether or not these juries who are actually on these jurors on these juries are at risk.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I wanted to be a judge my whole life until I was 9.
Yeah.
And then I realized, until I was 9, my whole life, until I was 9. Did you realize I just said that, guys? And then I realized that I could probably die being a judge if I convicted someone.
That was your sole reason.
So now I wanted to broadcast everyone. That's so crazy. I need Bull to examine my brain, because sometimes it's just...
That's pretty adorable.
Yeah. Judge Judy was my idol for a while, so...
Did you watch the show?
Not really, kind of.
Okay.
A little bit. But she was great.
She makes bank. That woman.
Oh,
my God.
Being on TV, and that's what I should have done. Did TV judge. That way I'm not doing anything real. No one's going to kill me.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I mean, any daytime juror, God, I'm just losing it right now.
Anytime A daytime judge is the word you're looking for.
Judge is the word, people.
Yeah.
Judge is the word of the
We're
day.
getting too crazy, guys. We're thinking about
It's
Taco
late
Bell.
and I haven't eaten a damn thing.
Yeah.
All right, so Leslie's the other juror who is a huge fan of Izzy. And they bring this as a plot point, and I'm just going to skip ahead. So they make it seem like, okay, she's the one that's going to be on the fence at the end. They always have that one juror they know is going to be a little bit unpredictable. And this one, Bull actually wants to strike her because of the fact that she's totally unpredictable. She could have an agenda that is totally anti-Izzy. She could be a crazed fan. You don't know. And so he wants to strike her, but Franklin does not catch this. He thinks it's a yes, and he puts her on the jury. And at the end of the trial, it just totally gets bypassed. It doesn't become a plot point, and I was a little surprised by that.
That is kind of valid. I think the only time they really discussed it was when the no makeup, that she's more relatable and stuff, and that's kind of maybe what swayed her more.
I'm not sure because she was still the one hanging.
Yeah.
And before the closing argument, they go to the closing argument, and typically they have some sort of recognition. Maybe it just didn't make it into the final cut, but I just catching point. I was a little surprised.
That is true. We didn't have closure with that of why, especially because she was wearing the earrings.
She was
like the same earrings you're gonna wear. You're definitely a crazed fan.
Yeah.
Like hugely crazed fan. If you're wearing the earrings to that mock trial or to the trial itself. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, they just focused on the lovers, maybe because it's lovers' quarrel is a better
more interesting
television.
plot point. Possible.
Than,
possible.
Anything else? I don't know.
We'll go with that.
Some say.
So Bull and Izzy later get together for another meeting on the rooftop. Izzy reveals that she really only trusts two other people. Allison, her COO, who is right off the bat, we looked at each other and we thought that, all right, this girl is guilty, or at least there's some sort of elements that I at least thought right off the bat she's going to be the one in the end that's guilty of something.
Yeah.
And turns out she was, but it wasn't the one guilty of...
That caused all of this.
Entire she wasn't guilty.
I think we're just trained right now that like every interaction we have on the show, like the writers are smart enough where they're not going to put someone in just to put someone in. There's some type of relation. So now every time we see someone, which I guess is bad for us that we figured it out. Yeah. But every time we meet a character, we're like, ooh, they've done something. Let's watch them. They have something to do with this whole thing. But poor girl worked so hard.
Workaholic.
Like I've seen people like that who their bosses are just so hard on them and just so, especially if they're your friend too. Yeah. And you look up to them and you want to impress them and it's their company, you don't want to fail them, like that's even harder, and I don't know, just Isabella, I have worked and couldn't do it again for people like that.
I was gonna ask, without disclosing anything, like have you had somebody like that as a boss?
For a short time period.
Okay.
A short time period, yes. And it was just I can handle any situation, but just the environment, it was just like, oh, it's God, tense. Please just get me out. It's just like you leave and you just have this headache and you're just like, why put myself through that again,
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people, and I definitely know that you would be able to handle somebody like that. It's just that you have that personality to where you can take those challenges and roll with them. But it drains you no matter what.
Completely, yeah. Because you internalize it all. You internalize every time you want to lash out. Exactly. And you just swallow it and you smile and you just go on. And then it all, bam. Hopefully you leave before it bams out. So, yeah.
Knock on wood, haven't had to deal with it yet.
There you go.
But, you just think about that day where that's, that would happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, but luckily they make up in the end too. And it was great at the end of the episode to see that little moment that they had together. Like just looking across, like, oh, love you still, girl. Love you, girl. Girls forever.
Came
best
back
friends.
For the BFFs.
They wore their little heart necklaces.
Seriously.
BFF was
Friendship
the hat. They had tattoos.
Oh, God. Yeah, they're tattoos. They got them after the trial.
Yeah, on their faces, like best friends forever. I don't know, I've been horrible. Don't do that.
Some kids, don't try that at home.
Kids, don't do it. I feel like I'm always giving PSAs.
We really do.
Yeah,
we're mom and pop over here.
Eat Taco Bell and don't get tattoos on your face. There we go.
Wow. When's the last time somebody actually gave the advice, eat Taco Bell?
Me right now. It's really good. Just don't make it a habit.
That's awesome.
Nothing's going to kill you. Just have it once. Oh,
I had Popeyes the other day, full disclosure.
There you go.
And it felt great.
Yeah. See, it's when you treat yourself to it. It's because we're on a whole health show,
Yeah,
when you treat yourself, it's great.
You got a reward.
Once in a while.
You got
not
the grind.
All the time.
Go for it sometimes.
Yeah. Have a time. Have a good time.
Well, unlike knowing how to treat yourself. Bull and Izzy still have their issues. Even in divorce, they still have their issues. And he is still overanalyzing her as they're sitting down. And she drops him in the case, which was a little brash. I thought that it was a little peculiar that, she didn't have that. She thought that he was getting too personal with things and that was becoming too much of an issue, which I thought was...
Well, I mean, it's hard, though. It's your ex-husband that you're working with, and you already have all this animosity already towards him, and you're stressed because you could lose your everything that means everything to you. So all you're seeing is, like, horribleness and more horribleness. Like, you just need a clear path to hopefully something good. So I would have cut him out, too, after that. If I was feeling like that. Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Because it wasn't until she was unclouded. And then when your mind is unclouded... Then you see the light and you show back up.
And it took Benny to do it.
Her little Benny. Brother. I love Benny. He's one of my favorite characters. He's just a little sweetie.
He's quite endearing. Yeah, he really is.
He really
He's got that, like, thick Boston accent. Did we talk about that? Is it Boston?
I don't know. New
Yorker.
New York accent. Something like that.
She didn't have that, though.
No.
She was a polished television person. So.
Yeah, maybe she had a few
As I just
classes.
Mumble all of those words in my...
Crispness.
Midwestern accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it come through? I wonder if my Midwestern accent comes through.
I don't know, really. I don't really hear anything.
Large vowels, Wisconsin.
Oh, there you go.
Toast.
Is that how you say
milk?
it?
No.
So now you're just pretending you have one.
I sometimes purposefully say Wisconsin, like Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'll say it like that.
Just for fan. That's funny.
But milk and milk. A lot of people say milk.
Milk and milk.
Yeah, it's milk.
Yeah, the I's and the E's.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's these odd vowels.
Yeah.
We do that.
Pin and pen. People get those mixed up a lot too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's my pin? Your what?
You say it like that. You're right.
Where's your what? Just kidding. I love it. I love accents. Everyone's accent.
So.
Yeah. So Benny meets with her.
Yeah, and it goes well.
I loved it.
It's cute. He knows where to find her in the cafe that he actually studied for his LSAT.
I love it so much. Yeah.
Well, like, would you? I mean, has there ever been a time with your brother that you guys were kind of on the outs?
Oh yeah, there was actually recently for a little while too, and now now everything's great once you just have that conversation and you deal it out because he's my best friend and he still is and he's my idol. I played all the sports and didn't do any of the girly stuff because I wanted to be like him and so that was hard but now it's amazing and it's back and it's just you just deal with stuff and you just get over it. They're your love and your family and that's it. End of the day. So I was so happy to see them back together as brother and sister.
It is nice. It was hard to imagine that they wouldn't. I mean, it's the one relationship that I actually fully expected to rekindle, but I mean, Bull and Izzy, which we'll get to later.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm really excited for that actually.
I don't know. TBD.
Yeah.
So Bull and Allison actually meet outside of the courtroom after one of the trial proceedings, and it turns out that at first he suspects something of her, and turns out that Izzy in fact had tried to order double the supply on Izzy had to order she wanted a double order. Allison had then gone forth and done so even though the Wisconsin, my home state, was making a play in this.
There you go.
And could not actually handle this shipment. So she ordered from this other supplier, which they had never used before, not approved. And it at first seems like, okay, this is the problem. You order from a new supplier and Izzy's pissed. This is what actually caused the Allison-Izzy split at first. But at this point in time, were you suspecting that this was going to be the cause? I mean, this was like midway through the episode, so it could be. Yeah,
and I think they were going to blame it on someone at the factory and that it was going to, kind of go back to someone at the factory. But I wonder if she ever expected it, what's it called? Allison, right? If Allison ever, I don't know, I just brain farted. If she ever expected when she heard that news that maybe it was her fault.
I know, she was really getting
because I don't know.
Very scared.
Or was it like right in that moment when you're like, oh my God, that could have been me. But when she broke down on the stand with Bull, like...
You felt for her. It's like that one assistant that does everything, tries to do everything right and even goes the extra mile to make what her boss is, like her boss's order come true.
And Izzy was still in the background just
which I thought was really, really lame of her. It's like, even in that moment, she was unapologetic and still that anal perfectionist self, where she was not going to like let go of that.
Well, I think it takes a while.
That control.
We see it at the end, though. I mean, at first, everyone's first reaction is anger and disbelief, and to blame it on everyone else but themselves. And then you just sit and think about it more. And then obviously at the end, we see how she kind of felt guilty and whatnot. So I don't know. It goes with her personality. I didn't think it was, anything out of character for her.
Oh, it wasn't out of character. I just thought...
it's horrible. It
why?
Be like that.
Chill, girl. Cable does a little bit of research
I
herself.
love my Cable.
Cable came into play.
Woo-hoo. I feel like I look like Cable tonight with a hoodie.
Okay, yeah, actually.
Like, I don't know. I have glasses. She doesn't wear glasses, but...
But you're not wearing your glasses.
No, I'm not. They're just sitting right here.
She can't see anything that's going on, by the way.
It's
She's
great.
just... I'm just this blur, but
yeah, it's fine.
I would be
That's
the same.
how I prefer. I prefer. I'm
wow!
just kidding.
Wow! Oh, and she laughs afterwards. Should we talk about your laugh story that we were talking about earlier before the show? Is that happening?
I didn't see any chat about it.
No, don't.
I have a funny
Too
laugh.
bad.
It's okay. We just keep listening to it.
So Cable researches Olivia, and as it turns out, Olivia's husband was actually cheating on her.
Yeah.
With Katrina.
With Katrina.
Katrina comes into play. This woman who I guess they found on a dating website, something like that. This blonde girl who Bull meets with, and it turns out that she played a bigger role in the end, which we might as well talk about right now. We're skipping ahead.
Yeah.
But it turns out that she was actually the one who committed the murder in the altogether.
Yes, I didn't see this coming
Did not at all.
So I really liked that though, because I was like, I love when I'm wrong, kind of, because I feel like I can figure these out a lot. Not this show, just I don't know. I pride myself on that, and so when I'm proven wrong, it's brilliant. It's kind of like, let's keep watching.
I know, the lust that we brought, it was clever how they brought on in the lovers. They made that a factor, because without that, you almost would think, okay, this is kind of a throw-in, but because they were dealing with love between the jurors, it was like, okay, this love relationship could play a role.
Between Bull and Izzy.
Yeah.
It was just like a love versus quarrel episode, kind of.
Very clever.
Of being together, love-hate. That's kind of what they,
True.
they described it as with everything.
Yeah.
So, and I loved all those digs, too, can we just say that? No, I didn't love them. I think they were just clever that, Benny and Bull were giving to Izzy all throughout the entire episode about, how when people, I think I, wrote some down, I don't know, resent her for holding them to a standard they can't meet. And they're talking about someone else and looking at her. She's just rolling her eyes the whole time. I think she needed a little bit of this.
I think you caught a lot more of those than I did, just because I felt like I was looking down a lot. I was taking way too many notes. I typically take too many notes.
That's okay.
And then I'm
good bedtime stories to relive it again.
That's what these
we need to read more, not watch so much, telly. Just kidding. Always watch television. We're on an after show now. We love television.
We're making you watch an after show of a television show.
Keep watching, guys. But Kevin likes to read his notes at night.
Oh, God.
So going back to the lover killer. Wow, wasn't that great?
Again, as you said, it was just a cool way of. I did not suspect it whatsoever.
A good little twist.
A very nice.
But also,
refreshing.
why would she? The only reason, I wouldn't have gone to the courthouse. You killed someone. You killed someone. You weren't subpoenaed in to be on, to be on trial or anything.
Yeah.
Or to be a witness or whatnot.
I'll attribute it as support for the plaintiff, though we really never saw him. And I think that might have been the one error of this episode, in that we just weren't thinking, I guess maybe, and that's maybe brilliant, in that we weren't thinking about the plaintiff the entire time, her husband. We just weren't considering him as a factor or a role in this. It was just that one clip at the beginning that we saw him
well, he's the
interviewing in
plaintiff.
the news.
He's the one suing too.
Yeah.
So
was he even? He was in the courtroom. Wasn't
he was in there. Yeah,
we just rarely.
He was in there, and then they asked him questions and stuff too.
Okay.
On the stand when she came in, the lover. Remember
Right. They did put him on the stand.
Yeah, he was on the stand. He was lying, saying he didn't have a lover.
Yes.
But yeah, for me, it's just she should never have come in if she's trying to protect herself. But then again, you should never poison someone because you're jealous and kill them. So I don't know why I'm trying to think that she would think logically. I'm just, advice for killers: don't go to the courthouse where the trial about the person you killed is happening. Like,
how long were they together too before this even happened?
It doesn't even matter.
Like a couple of weeks.
You could be infatuated though. Some people get so crazy obsessed.
God, I know.
Yeah,
but
there's people. Be careful.
Yeah. But that is insane, stupid, and nothing is ever worth that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So, okay, so Carlos and Sarah, so these two lovers that we were mentioning before, they need to do some sort of thing in order for the team, TAC, needs to do something in order to make the two lovers in their mock jury get together. So they make at first rules to get them apart.
Yeah.
Which makes them hook up.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And because they view that, okay, so they break up, all right? So the juror, Sarah and Carlos, so they end up breaking up because they view love as imperfect, and they view Izzy as imperfect, so they're going to, of course, resent Izzy.
Yeah.
So the team needs to do something to get them back together, and in doing so, they get Izzy and Bull to go to the bar, drink, and have a public fight. It make it go viral.
Great.
So cool.
It was
so cool.
Really great, and I kind of also love how Bull went off script at the end because you need to get that real reaction because no one's gonna believe it. People would say like maybe this was staged too and stuff unless you actually, and you can tell when someone's being genuine.
Yeah, you
like
can tell that she was being rehearsed.
Oh yeah, you could tell she was being rehearsed until she's just like just dumbfounded looking at him.
Yeah.
But also he's more brilliant too, where he used as an opportunity to kind of work on their issues in a sense. I think it just came out naturally. I don't think they haven't had a discussion like that in years.
No. Very real.
It was really great. I really loved it. I love that no one else could hear what else they were saying.
It made it a lot more meaningful to both of them. I'm sure, and knowing that wasn't discovered, and even the fact that Bull recognizing that towards Izzy that. Well, first, Izzy says that Bull never really loved her, which he said was totally not true.
Of course.
He just wanted to recognize her true faults. He wanted to see the imperfections, which I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I want to see those vulnerabilities. I want to see somebody with their guard down, not with their guard up all the time. I am guilty of that. I have a hard time, taking my guard down. But I do so when I feel like I am ready, and hopefully that's sooner rather than later. But as it turns out, she was hiding something even more deep, which he did learn about. But it was the miscarriage.
Yeah, it was the miscarriage, which he knew about. It was the way that she wanted to she wanted to mourn with someone, not have someone take care of her, and he just only knows how to take care of someone, and he has his own guard up. So that right there is kind of what pushed them away.
Did she say that he knew about it?
Oh yeah, he knew about it, and
I know that he knew. I know that he knew about it, but did she know? Because I thought I caught the line that I thought he said I know about the miscarriage, and I might be wrong.
No, I think he was just saying that I know how hard it was the miscarriage for you. I know. Okay. Yeah, and she wanted someone to mourn with her, not to help her.
Okay. Yes, that I did.
She wanted them as a team in that type of sense. But I wonder if that her being so vulnerable is the first time anyone sees that. I wonder if now that she won this case, if that's actually going to help increase her sales and stuff, that people saw this little viral thread of her not being, and then they see her pictures of her with no makeup on at the trial. I wonder if people are actually going to buy her product even more now and actually really see, because they see both sides of her.
Interesting. Help her brand.
I don't know. Can we see an after effect of this trial to see, how it happened?
We might.
It's a fake brand.
We might, because these two might actually play a role in later episodes.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Because they have the kiss at the end of the episode.
Yeah, which is so sweet. I'm so happy that they're, that they're kind of, I don't know, not figuring it out, but at least made amends.
Giving a try.
Possibly giving her, I don't know, at least they made amends and they cleared up the air.
Yeah.
Because the kiss could have just been sealing it just for then,
It's possible.
But hopefully we see more of her. I liked her character a lot, actually.
I think they did a really good job of introducing her,
Yeah.
making her endearing to us. And, whenever you bring in something, again, deep about a character right off the bat, there's something more relatable about that person. And I would like to see more of her.
Yeah.
I think it was good. It was refreshing to see that we had a character backstory.
Yeah.
More to Bull.
Yeah, we're getting more of that. And then Benny was intertwined with that as well. I would like to get more from all the other characters, but I know the show's called Bull, and there's not that much time to really dive in and just also, figure out a trial at the same time. But I like how there was a lot of scenes just outside of talking about the trial, which was nice.
It'd be interesting to see a case where Bull wasn't involved and it was just the tag team.
I don't think it would work. Well, that's also the thing too, is that it must work because they have a huge office and there's always 1,000 other people doing stuff. And
You always talk about the interns.
yeah, I don't know if they're taking. Are they just doing one case at a time?
They must be, unless they're prepping for. I mean, they have to have other individuals in that team that are prepping for other cases. I'm sure, because they like what was it last episode that they were talking about or was it 2 episodes ago? That they had the car accident. It was the fender bender, and like they were already prepping for that case that week later with the other judge.
Okay, gotcha. So they're probably working multiple cases, but we just see the point of view from one case at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I care so much about the details, but
we have to care. This is why we host this.
I know, because I care so much. I want to know everything. I want to go there. I want to see it. I want to spend a day with Cable and just hang out.
I would love to actually see that set.
I would love to.
That set would be pretty cool, because apparently like people like monitors and televisions. As we sit in this one studio, we're in this new studio today.
Yeah.
And we have how many screens here?
There's 20 right there on that wall, just alone. So.
Oh yeah, no. Well, this is one. These are one plasma screen.
Oh yeah, those are. I don't have my glasses on, guys. I can't.
Is this the one? This is the one that you guys can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a we got a lot of plasma.
We got technology everywhere, and I love it.
It's awesome.
Love it.
So, all right.
Yeah.
And so,
predictions.
Do you think that we will see more of his wife in coming episodes?
I think so. Not next episode, because we saw a preview that he's going to his hometown.
Yeah.
So I think she's just going to be sprinkled in now and then. I don't think she's going to have this much of an impact as she did before, because kind of her role is done in the fact of, fixing things or not fixing things, but making things right with Benny and making things right with Bull. But I think that she will be a love interest, and that's kind of, as far as it'll go with that. So, yeah. Okay. So we'll see. Hopefully we see more of Izzy.
I completely agree. Yeah. I would like to see more of her. Any other final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I think it was a great episode. I really did. I enjoyed it. I think I liked it the most because I couldn't figure out who did it. It was the who done it for me was great.
I agree.
But yeah, it was good. I'm excited for next. I'm really excited for next week's episode.
And tell us why.
Actually, because we have a surprise for you guys, which we will be tweeting about later on. We actually have the showrunner coming on next week for an interview. So be tuned to that, and we'll let you guys know more about that upcoming. And yeah. So we're excited.
We are very excited. As we look forward to that, Nadine, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Thank you guys for watching. You can find me everywhere at Nadine and DP and the number 3.
And I am Kevin Ellis. You can find me on Twitter at @TheKevinEllis or on Instagram at KevinEllis25. Again, tune in next week. We are going to have a special guest.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, have yourselves an awesome week. Take care, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.